Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. There's some serious buzz swirling around the NFL right now, and it's got Steelers fans sitting on the edge of their seats. Rumors are swirling that the Dallas Cowboys might be making a blockbuster move that could shake up the entire league, and more specifically, the AFC North. Buzz is all about CeeDee Lamb, the Cowboys' star wide receiver, potentially heading north to Pittsburgh in a trade that could redefine our aerial attack and give us that extra firepower we've been craving. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would Dallas even consider trading away a player of Lamb's caliber? Well, it's not as simple as that. According to insiders like Adam Schefter, the Cowboys are reworking their cap space after a significant restructure, which is freeing up around $20 million. But that restructuring might also come with some tough decisions. Rumors are swirling that Dallas might be considering a trade for Lamb, especially if they're eyeing a rebuild or retooling after battling injuries and inconsistent results this season. Lamb, who's just 26, is one of the most dynamic receivers in the league. He's a YAC, yards after catch, king, and that's exactly what makes him such a dangerous weapon. Already this season, he's racked up 744 yards with 135 receptions in 2023, his highest total so far. But what really sets him apart is his ability to turn short catches into explosive gains. He's amassed 680 yards after the catch, and his 749 yards over the past 2 seasons against Green Bay and other opponents showcase his knack for big plays. For the 2025 season, he's already tallied 573 yards, ranking second among receivers, and he's right there in the top tier for YAC again with a 22.5 yards per catch average. His PFF grade remains impressive, sitting at 85+, a clear indicator of his high level of play. And he's been remarkably consistent, even coming off a shoulder injury in 2024, which limited him at times. Still, he's been producing with a +1 yards per route run versus Metcalf, and proving he's still a mismatch nightmare. Now, the interesting part is what Dallas might do to keep things flexible. Restructuring Lamb's deal has saved cap space, but there are whispers about a possible holdout or trade rumors swirling that could send him to a team like Pittsburgh. The Cowboys are wary of their playoff chances, which currently sit at +8,000 to win the Super Bowl, odds that are dropping as they evaluate their roster. They're also concerned about their offensive consistency. Dallas has been averaging just about 200 passing yards per game, definitely not what you'd expect from a team with Lamb's talent. So the idea of shipping Lamb to the Steelers makes sense from a strategic standpoint. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, could really use a receiver of Lamb's caliber to elevate the passing game and take pressure off George Pickens and Deontay Johnson. Our receivers, currently ranked 25th in the league with about 198.9 yards per game, could see a significant boost. Imagine a duo of Lamb and Pickens. Talk about a game-changing combo. The Steelers' offense has been somewhat inconsistent this season, but the potential addition of Lamb could turn that around. With Kenny Pickett continuing to develop, having a receiver who can win matchups downfield and rack up yards after the catch is exactly what we need. It's the kind of move that could propel us into the playoffs, especially if we're looking to make a deep run. And let's not forget how Lamb's presence could stretch defenses, opening up more opportunities for our tight end, Pat Freiermuth, who's been reliable but could benefit from additional coverage relief. Looking ahead to the playoffs, the AFC is shaping up to be fiercely competitive. The Steelers are currently viewed as underdogs, with Super Bowl odds around +15-0, but a move like acquiring Lamb could change perceptions dramatically. Now, if we look at the bigger picture, a Lamb trade would be a game-changer, not just for this season but for the future. It would add a proven playmaker to our roster, someone who can perform under pressure and in clutch moments, exactly what we need as we push toward another Super Bowl appearance. The AFC North itself is tightening up. The Ravens are strong, the Bengals are resurging, and the Browns are always in the mix. A Lamb addition could give us that extra edge, an X-factor that could turn us into serious contenders. Of course, there are questions lingering. Will Dallas really pull the trigger? What would it cost us? Reports suggest that a first-round pick in 2026 might be involved, along with some additional compensation. That's a steep price, but for a player like Lamb, it could be worth it, especially if it helps us solidify our passing attack and gives Kenny Pickett a true #1 receiver who can take over games. Plus, considering the Steelers' recent history of making smart moves at the deadline, like trading for key players to bolster our offense, this could be another strategic step in the right direction. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here. The Steelers are in a bit of a rebuild-on-the-fly mode, trying to stay competitive while also building for the future. Acquiring Lamb would send a message that we're serious about contending now. With our defense remaining solid, especially the pass rush led by T.J. Watt, adding a weapon like Lamb on offense could really unlock our full potential. It's about creating a balanced team that can dominate in all phases of the game. And with the NFL's trade deadline approaching, set for November 4th, 2025, fans are anxiously waiting to see if the front office pulls the trigger. This move could also have ripple effects across the division. The Browns, the Ravens, and the Bengals are all looking to make their own moves, but if the Steelers manage to land Lamb, it might just tip the scales in our favor. It could turn us from a decent team into a serious playoff threat, one capable of winning in January and beyond. The AFC North has always been a tough, gritty division, but with the right moves, we can reassert ourselves as the division's top dog. Lamb's explosiveness, combined with our existing core, could be the spark that ignites our offense and carries us deep into the postseason. And there's no denying that the Steelers' fan base is hungry for success. We've seen glimpses of greatness this season, and adding a player like Lamb could be the missing piece. It's about taking risks, making bold moves, and showing that Pittsburgh still knows how to build a championship-caliber team. The city of Pittsburgh, the Steelers faithful, we're all dreaming of that Lombardi trophy again, and it feels like the stars might be aligning for something special. With the right pieces, a little bit of luck, and a bold move by our front office, we could be on the cusp of something historic. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So, Steelers fans, what do you think? Would you be thrilled if we pulled the trigger and traded for CeeDee Lamb? Do you believe he could be the spark our offense needs to take us to the next level? Or do you think it's too risky and we should stick with what we have? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop your comments below because your opinion truly matters. This is an exciting time for Steelers Nation, and I'll be right here bringing you the latest updates and insights. Stay tuned because the coming weeks could be pivotal for our team's future, and I have a feeling we're about to witness something special. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.